Alright, I got the wiring figured out on this little thing. I just gotta snip a bunch of zip ties and make it decent and unplug that, route that around, zip tie it up, and I'm not quite done, but I just got done test riding it. So their issue was the dinky controller, dinky wires. Technically, I was the one that wired it up last time under parameters. A help group got them those parts, and I had to use those parts. This time they gave me free reign, plus I already had a spare controller of my own that I donated to the cause. We just needed some more wire for the battery, which we got, and we needed another bus bar. And I cut up one of my own that was just like that to make a little bus bar connector for back here, which this will get connected after I unplug it and route it. It's got a spot where it goes under there. But yeah, I know it looks ugly and crude, but it's beefier than it was. This guy's homeless. I've been homeless with trikes and stuff like this. I know the kind of abuse, so beefier is better. And then having the bus bar helps with the wire connections, especially as a heat sink. So rather than soldering or crimping or any of that. So I like that method a lot better if you're gonna, because some people don't realize when you get stuck and the motor's not moving to let off the throttle, they just sit there and cook their wires. So it's best to overdo it. And now, because of they cooked a section of wire from all this, everything had to be moved from back there to up here, because that's as far away as it could go because of this section. So there's still enough slack for suspension and all that. It's not ever going to get any longer, and it still has its factory little plug. I hate these that have a plug right up against it, and that's all the length of wire you get. Because once it starts fraying back here, which is inevitable, it's just shit. I don't know. I don't like them. But it works. And it's running sensorless. I never tried a geared motor sensorless before, but it works. It does go in the right direction. After I learned it, it was spinning backwards. With a geared motor means it wasn't doing shit. As you just hear the motor winding up. But yeah, you just plug in the sensors. I kept the thing, but I was avoiding having to fuck with those because they're annoying. The sheathing on those is annoying to fool with. And it had to be stripped like that because it all burned up. And this controller still has its plug. But it's better to run sensorless off-road, being poor anyways. I've been running sensorless on that for a while and I love it. So yeah, I've got to probably just snip all these zip ties, shove everything in this little gap. Uh-oh. What did I do wrong? It took off on me. Let me hit the throttle real quick and see. Oh, I still have it on. Turn it off. There's a spot on the battery. Okay. So what the hell happened? What did I do? I cross-connected something somewhere. That's an on-me kind of problem. Actually, let me fiddle with it turned on and see if I can't. It'll end up flooring it forward and being a dick, but just kind of fiddling with wires, seeing what happens. Because it shouldn't have done that. Right in front of the camera, too. It did it. It yanked. I'd say it's some of these. Something to do with one of these 3-speeds or some cruise control. I don't know. Something. These are all unnecessary shit. And they're... Yep. It's one of them. Alright. Turn the battery off. Where's the switch? There we go. Let's see. Let's get a look at it. See what all's exposed and raw up here. We got that. So it's all of these. Alright. So I'll just strip that tape back off and figure out which ones and then snip them all back unequal lengths. I was going to leave him just in case because he doesn't have the thing on the screen readout isn't compatible with his controller. Even if I splice wires, it's just not the right type of controller for that screen. But yeah, there's some wires in there that are, you know, just snip stuff that are touching here and there. So, causing it to jerk. Not a major problem. It's an annoying one, but not a major one. Trying to see if there's anywhere else that could have been an issue. I don't think so. Yeah. Anyways, I'll solve that little issue before I send it on its way, because I wouldn't ride it like that. And then the other thing is, I want to get him down here so I can get him to sit on it so I can help him with the mechanics. This thing yanks hard to the right and it wants to kill you. So I already tried to straighten up the handlebars as best I could. I feel like he's got a bent axle on the rear too. So, and that seat is, I've met the guy before. He's tall and big, but I feel like that seat needs to come down a good bit, lower the center of gravity, because it's just too sketchy right now. Him sitting up that high, or even when I was testing it, sitting up that high with this thing having a lean to one way, trying to yank, you can't go more than 2 miles an hour. And fair enough, if that's all the faster he wants to operate it, then okay. My job would be done. But, well, once I get done with all that. Yeah. I can't imagine it's the actual throttle wire causing it, because I did a good job at separating all of those. But who knows? I fucked up in the past. I ain't above fucking up. And then there's, let's see. Hopefully his actual throttle itself isn't an issue. I don't think so. No. He didn't have a key switch or anything just built into it, so I wired it up to where the key switch for the controller is just with the power wire, because he's been relying on that switch already, so might as well. That's what he wants to rely on, and then it's got a mechanical key switch that just unlocks the battery or locks it to the board. So, it is what it is. I'm going to get off here, put the phone away, and dick around with that little electrical issue and button up the wiring and be done with it for now. That's all. And then eventually I'll get around to dicking with that.